If RGB lighting is the herpes of PC building, then tempered glass must be the common cold, because it's everywhere. It seems every major case manufacturer feels obligated to deploy a tempered glass version of their existing products. This premium option usually comes with a premium price, but at just $80 US, the Phanteks P400 Tempered Glass Edition aims to bring tempered glass to the masses. The Eclipse series currently comes in two flavors, the P400 and P400S, the S variant coming with sound dampening materials throughout the case and a fan speed controller. Recently, however, a tempered glass variant of these two cases was introduced, the only difference between them being the replacement of a side panel with one large sheet of lightly tinted glass. It should be noted that if you already own an Eclipse chassis, you cannot simply purchase a glass panel and slap it on your case. The tempered glass version of this case comes with 4 unique thumb mounts that are used to secure the panel in place. Chamfered edges, powder-coated metal panels, highly reflective glass, and an expressionless face all combine to give the P400 a simple yet stunning presence. If this design language is something you're into, Phanteks does it very well. The case comes in both black and white, but I opted for the anthracite gray model. Although I'm a fan of this color, when it arrived it was actually much darker than I was expecting. Online stores and even the Phanteks website depict a much lighter looking gray. It worked out fine considering how well the case matches the motherboard I'm planning to use. However, this discrepancy is something you'll want to be aware of if you're trying to color coordinate your system. Although this mid-tower case was designed for full-size ATX motherboards, it does support micro ATX and mini ITX boards. I will say if you were hoping to build a PC with a slightly smaller footprint, I would recommend waiting for the recently announced P300. It appears as though it's a little brother to the P400, but with a $60 price tag. The rear of the case reveals 7 PCIe expansion slots. There is also a sliding mechanism to help support larger graphics cards. The rear panel can also be opened from here and is complemented by captive thumb screws. While the P400 comes with 2 120mm fans mounted in the front and rear, it also supports a decent variety of water cooling solutions. Up to a 280 or 360mm radiator can fit up front, but the larger of these two requires the removal of the included midplate and the drive cages found underneath. The top of the case supports up to triple 120 or dual 140mm fans. All of the fan mounts in the case are on rails instead of traditional holes. This allows for much more flexibility when mounting fans and radiators. The P400 comes equipped with 2 hard drive cages hidden underneath power supply shroud and 2 SSD brackets behind the motherboard. The case can also support up to 4 additional hard drives with the purchase of optional drive brackets. Keep in mind, some of these may affect graphics card clearance. Without any hard drive brackets installed, the case supports extra long cards up to 395mm in length. With the brackets in use, only 280mm cards will fit. Front I/O options are basic but sufficient for most people's needs. 2 USB 3.0 ports, headphone, and microphone jacks are found on top, while power, reset, and case RGB controls are discreetly hidden under the lip of the front intake. The focal point of this enclosure is the massive glass panel that covers almost the entirety of the left side of the case. The lightly tinted panel adds a tangible level of sophistication. It's interesting how the simple addition of glass can make a case appear much more valuable than its $80 price tag would suggest. 4 large thumb screws hold the panel in place. Rubber washers separate the panel from the steel chassis to ensure that no vibration is heard. A black border around the edge helps hide the frame and gives the panel a polished look. The tint on the panel does obscure the view more than a traditional acrylic window would, but the inclusion of RGB strips help to disambiguate the interior. Apart from the interior lighting, a front logo is illuminated by an additional strip of RGB. The power button is also lit with a matching RGB light. All of the included case lighting can change color simultaneously with the push of a button. These additions give the P400 a classy touch of ambient exterior lighting. If using a compatible motherboard, software can even be used to sync the case lighting to other RGB elements found throughout your enclosure to really give your build a custom look. A sliding filter underneath the power supply, magnetic filter on top, and detachable filters in front help maintain a dust-free interior. The small size of the intake filters means you'll need to be extra diligent in keeping them clean. Thankfully, the front panel is quickly and easily removed. With 25mm of space found behind the motherboard, cable management is relatively straightforward. Things are further simplified with the addition of cable snaps and a liberal number of tie-downs. The power supply chamber is also given a generous amount of space. This interior room can even be expanded if the hard drive cages aren't needed. This is especially useful for non-modular power supplies whose cables cannot simply be disconnected. Rubber grommets leading to the inside of the case help the interior look clean while still providing ample space for motherboard connections. The best part about this case is also my only source of complaints, and they are few and far between. First of all, it's hard not to get a little nervous when mounting and dismounting this massive glass panel. The stems that the panel rests on do not inspire a lot of confidence. Let's compare this solution to something found on the Inwin 303. While the execution of the glass panel is no doubt more elegant on the P400, the 303 makes things a lot simpler with its included handle. As elegant as this glass panel is, the closer you look at it, the more it looks like an afterthought. The original P400 had a traditional steel panel covering its left side. The glass is substantially thicker than the steel panel it replaces, and for this reason is no longer flush with the side of the case. I say this openly recognizing that providing enough space to recess the glass into the case would have required numerous changes to the chassis of the case itself. No doubt this would have driven up the cost of the case substantially. With this realization, I suppose this would count more as an observation than a critique. I imagine in future cases, Phanteks will find a solution to more naturally integrate a glass panel into the enclosure. In conclusion, the Phanteks Eclipse P400 Tempered Glass Edition adds a stylish new member to the Phanteks family of cases. The base model P400 starts at just $70 US. The Tempered Glass Edition costs $80, adding only a $10 premium to the base model price. The P400's closest competition is the Inwin 303 and NZXT S340 Elite. Considering those cost $90 and $100 respectively, the P400 Tempered Glass Edition makes for a competitive entry into the budget-friendly tempered glass market. Well, thank you guys for checking out this review of the P400 Tempered Glass Edition. If you appreciated this review, go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't, then you know what to do. Go ahead and check out our previous videos over here where you can watch other reviews of cases and other consumer tech. Also, don't forget to subscribe. We have some really cool things coming in the near future, and hit that little bell button so you know when a new video drops. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.